What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Game Podcast. I am Matt Primo, joined by Chris motherfucking Norman.
Hello, everyone.
This is episode 132. And if you're new to the podcast, every single week we come on here and we talk about the nerdy shit, video games, music, anime, comics, movies. If it's in the nerd realm culture, we talk about it on this podcast. Like I said, episode 132. I gotta say, usually this is when I kind of tease the tip a little bit for the entire episode, but I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know. I mean, you'll kind of know it in the title, I'm assuming, of the video, but I don't know what this episode is. Okay, Chris says he wants me to do a blind reaction discussion of something. I don't know what it is, so I'm intrigued. I am teased. By all means, I am teased, sir.
Well, I'm hoping it's blind. We'll see.
Shout out, maybe.
We'll also see.
But anyways, before we jump into whatever Chris has planned for this episode, we are going to discuss our playlist as per, well, I say as per the normal. We didn't do it last week. That's neither here nor there, okay? Normally we do the playlist and we will do that on this week's episode. Starting with our playlist, sir, what have you been watching?
Well, it's November, so pretty much just football when I do have time to watch TV. I did go back and restart Attack on Titan, though, in my free time, because it took me 9 years to watch the show, so I wanted to know how much of it I had actually forgotten and how much of it didn't make sense by the end of it, and it was a lot, come to find out. The show is so good. The show is so damn good, and watching it from start to finish, and I haven't finished it yet. I'm probably like halfway done, but it was just further drives home the point that it was drawn out for way too long. It's much better watching it sequentially and tighten it. That's about it, though.
It's the problem with Attack on Titan is that it's so convoluted in a lot of the shit that it does, and it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just I don't know, the dumb Mississippi portion of my brain that I have, and maybe I just don't understand it as well as others. I don't know. But it's just like overly complicated, and it kind of takes away from it a bit. And like you said, when I was watching it consistently, it was better. But at the same time, I was like, what the fuck is even going on, man? It's like
Yeah.
they don't necessarily hold your hand with like the flashbacks and shit like that, or the flash forwards. Because I think what is it, season? I don't even know what fucking season we're on. It was the big shift, and they don't even tell you about it. They just do
Mm-mm.
it.
It was
And
literally the episode I watched last. The first
and
episode
you're
of The Shift.
and you're sitting there like, wait, what the fuck just happened? Like the last episode was like completely different than this. Like what happened? And that's like my biggest issue with Attack on Titan, and it's probably why it'll never be my all-time favorite, regardless of how it finishes.
Shout out. Yeah, no, it's definitely not going to be my favorite. It's probably not even going to go down as one of my top 5 favorites.
No.
And the flashbacks and the flash forwards are convoluted, and there's just way too many of them as far as how the story is presented. But halfway through the final season, I had all but lost interest in the show the first time I watched it. And I will say it has been I'm not quite to that point caught up yet, but it has been much better not having to wait 2 years between each season because you don't forget everything. So it could have something to do with it, and it could just be a storytelling problem for you because it is an issue for me too. But I can look past it.
Yeah, like you said, not top 5, but I mean, let's not get it weird or wrong here. Okay, that is the fact that I love the shit out of watching it.
Right.
By all means, I enjoyed the fuck out of it. And whenever they decide to release the dub for the last 2 parts, I will 100% watch it.
Well, one of them's dubbed already.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the
It
second
did.
part.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting another fucking year for the dub to come out. I'm gonna watch it all in order.
Fair enough.
I've waited this long. I might as well fucking wait a little bit longer.
Hell, you might as well just start it over and rewatch it at this point. I
Well, it's
promise
like
you, you've forgotten everything that's led up to it. I
I'm
didn't even know what stuff I had forgotten until I was like, "That's a thing. Yep, that is part of this. I did not recall."
honestly, I might just spend like 30 minutes and watch YouTube videos and call it a day.
They do have the 2 hour recap before the final season. That would probably be the speed run, honestly.
Oh, they do? Is that like a special episode?
Yeah, it's a 2 hour special episode that pretty much recap the highlights of the first three seasons, and they released that before the final season started.
Oh
And
shit.
I skipped it this time because again I had just watched everything that it was recapping, but I just scrolled over every 10 or 12 minutes to see where it was at, and it seems to pretty much hit all the high points, honestly.
Oh, I might do that. I might do that instead. Yeah, I'm not rewatching it. Sorry. Not doing it. Especially when I got Black Clover to finish. And there's this new anime, sir. Blue Eyed Samurai on Netflix. Have you seen this?
Mm-mm.
So I started
Gonna
it
write it
last
down.
night. I started it last night. The art and the design of it kind of reminds me of like Arcane a little bit,
Oh, okay.
like the style of it.
Yeah,
Kind
I'm
of.
there for that.
It's a little bit more. I don't know, maybe like a little bit more washed out a little bit, like a little bit more. Look, I'm not an animation expert or anything like that. I'm just kind of fucking shooting from the hip here. But it seems like more hand drawn ish, I guess, with more like washed out colors. I don't know if any of that makes sense. But anyways, it's similar to Arcane. That's what I thought of when I was watching it. So essentially there's this um half breed Japanese American warrior, samurai. And they look down on her. They think she's impure. She's they just look at her with disdain, okay? Because she's mixed. And apparently it's in what is it like Edo, Japan or something like that. It's like way, 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 way back in the days. Way back in the day.
Way
And
back yonder, huh?
way back yonder, okay? And apparently Japan has like shut its borders off to the entire world. And apparently there's like four Englishmen that live in the country or something along those lines. And she's out for revenge or some shit. Um, the trailer is kind of a little weird. And if you go read like the synopsis, it's like, well, that didn't really explain anything. But started watching it. Okay. I'm about maybe 20 minutes into it. Each episode's probably about 45 minutes to an hour long.
No
So
shit.
they're not short episodes, and there's like 8 of these episodes. So it's
Okay.
not like there's like 2 episodes. No, there's like 7 or 8 episodes of this first season, and it just came out like last week or the week before, something like that. So just to kind of tease the tip a little bit, um, she shows up at this little restaurant. I'm putting air quotes around that. Um, and she finds someone that has like a gun that is forbidden in Japan or something. I guess because it's English. And she's trying to find somebody, which I'm assuming is the four Englishmen or something that she's trying to get revenge on. And she ends up doing it. It's pretty nice, man. It's pretty nice. I would recommend it. She comes in contact with this guy and she slices his fingers off when he tries to shoot her, and it's pretty fucking dope.
Ouch. Ouchies. That
Yeah,
sounds pretty cool though.
but
So this is
do you
sounds kind of like Kill Bill, except an anime.
kind of yeah.
Hmm. All
Do you
right.
remember oh fuck, what is his name from the first Mortal Kombat? The main villain. It's not Shao Kahn. That's
Shang
uh
Tsung.
Shang Tsung. He does the voice work of somebody in the show. I haven't gotten to it yet, but he's voice actor for one of the characters. I'm like, if he is not the villain, this fucking show will suck.
If he doesn't say your soul is mine once, regardless of the situation, I will be very pissed. I will be very
Your
upset.
soul is mine.
Wasted and squandered opportunities, people.
Like I feel like when you ever watch like the Expendables.
Hmm.
So the Expendables have that kind of shit, man, where they kind of just do the one liners and whatnot, and it's when you watch like the first Expendables, it's kind of like it's it's like gratifying, and
Yep.
it's like ah yeah, that was fucking hot. But then you watch Expendables 2 and 3, and you're like, I yeah, like I didn't need more of this.
This
but
was fun. Fun one time. Fun one time.
but I feel like we need him to say that one time in something other than Mortal Kombat,
Just once. Just the
just
one.
once. And I feel like I'd be happy with my life.
Very
But
pleased.
Blue Eyed Samurai, it's on Netflix. Seems really fucking good. The animation is really, really great. So yeah, y'all go check that out. If it starts sucking after the first 20 minutes, I don't know what to tell you. Go fuck yourself.
The thing about I won't say any, but a lot of anime that I've watched is if I can survive the first 20 minutes, I'm usually at the very least invested in the show. Even if it's bad, like I'll keep watching it for a while until it's just unwatchable anymore. But if you can make it through at least an episode, it's usually worth keeping up with. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, it has that like first little opening portion where they're in the restaurant, and then it starts flashing back, and that's to when she was a child. So that's where I'm at right now. So a lot of it's just mysterious for me right now.
Sure.
So if you were listening to all that, you're like, wow, he's doing like a really shitty job of explaining what this show's about. Bruh, I'm 20 minutes into it.
That's all I
I don't
got.
think I don't think the show even knows what it is right now.
Fair enough.
But other than that, been watching some Black Clover. I think it was I think it was 2 weeks ago. I kind of realized that I hadn't finished the series and I hadn't even watched the movie yet that came out. Did it come out this year?
Hmm.
Um,
I do believe.
I realized that I needed to go back and finish it, considering it is one of my favorite anime. Um, See, the difference between Black Clover and Attack on Titan is Black Clover is rewatchable to me.
Hmm.
And
Oh
that's a big
yeah,
thing when I do rankings.
100%.
When I do my rankings, movies, music, anything like that, it's all about replayability for me, not necessarily what's best.
Touche. Where are you?
Oh, I'm like 2 episodes. I didn't watch very
Oh.
much. I'm still in the tournament. I'm still in the tournament, and it's one of those things where I don't know if you listened to a couple episodes ago when Christian was on. I told him that I had messaged you and asked you, "Hey man, what part am I at in this series? I
Yep.
remember this, and I vaguely remember something like this." And you were like, "Just start over from the tournament." And I told Christian, and I said, "I've never been so disappointed in him for making me go back even further." And it's like I was mad at him, but I respected it and I agreed with him.
Yeah, no, you can't skip that. If you've only seen 2 episodes from where you're at, you'll understand why in about 10 episodes. You need all of that you're getting right now. Plus, that's just part of the best. That's part of a piece of the best part of the show.
Because they had the tournament, and then doesn't he get arrested? No, he gets arrested after the big arc is finally finished, right?
Hmm.
Okay, and then they go into the other kingdoms.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a vague idea of where I'm at and what's going on. It's just
Yeah.
the refresher could be used.
Also, did you know the guy that voices Rhina in Attack on Titan is the guy that voices Julius in Black Clover?
No,
I never
wait,
picked up on that.
no, I didn't. I didn't pick up on it.
I was like 20 episodes back into Attack on Titan, and I was like, where? Where do I know this from? And then, sure enough, it was Nova Chrono. I was like, I'll be damned.
let's see. This is completely like ADD moment. It's not ADD. It's kind of bouncing off kind of what you said, but it's not anime related or anything like that. I was watching TikTok last night, and what is that show? It's like the Masked Singer or some shit like that, where their faces covered. They don't know who's singing the
Hmm.
song, and the
Yep.
dude was singing a Louis Capaldi song. I don't know if you know who that is. My kids love that motherfucker. And I heard the voice, and I was like, bro. And I never get these right, by the way, never. I'm like, that's fucking Chris Daughtry, motherfucker. That's fucking old school Chris Daughtry. And I fast forwarded to the very end. It was Chris Daughtry. I was like, yes.
Nailed it.
So
Nice.
what? Now flipping back and doing more ADD moments here because we had kind of mentioned it already. Um, I'm trying to look it up, but do you ever go to Comic Con in New Orleans?
Want to. Never been able to.
Oh, dude, you gotta go with us this year, man.
I
Got to.
asked. I can't. We have family crap that weekend.
Oh, fuck that. Damn, bro. So some of the voice actors that are coming to the to Comic Con, Peter Cullen, Transformers, Optimus Prime,
Hmm.
Tara Strong is going to be there, but Tanjiro's voice actor is going to be there.
Oh, nice. That's cool as
Yes,
hell.
and then a handful of the voice actors for Chainsaw Man is going to be there. So it's kind of like, bro, this is. I wouldn't mind meeting a little Tanjiro action there, getting him to sign my fucking
No,
Demon Slayer shit with a
that'd be
silver Sharpie. That'd be dope.
that would be cool as hell. Yeah, pretty jealous of that.
I'm considering it, sir. But anyways, moving on. We said this segment was going to take like 15 minutes, and we of course knew that it would not take 15 minutes.
I think we did. But that's okay.
I watched The Killer, which I'm going to be reviewing that with Josh. It's a brand new movie that came out on Netflix here recently. The Descent was a part of Horror in Review. It's one of those movies that I want to love more than I actually do, but because the actual source material is really fucking cool. It's just it's a movie you cannot watch in the daylight, and I don't say that because it's a horror movie. I say that because you can't see dick in that fucking movie unless it is pitch black in your fucking room.
Ah.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
So what's interesting about that movie is they kind of juxtapose a post traumatic incident. This this lady loses her husband and child in a car accident, traumatic car accident. Like a fucking rail goes through the window and right through the fucking husband's head, and kind of shit like
That's
that.
that's pretty traumatic. Yes.
So
Oof.
they do like, I think they did like not kayaking. What's the whitewater rafting at the very beginning of the movie. So they kind of do more, not like Vin Diesel Triple X type extreme sports, but you get the point. They do
Sure.
that, and they go do some cave diving, which is where the descent takes place at. They go into this huge unmarked cave. No one's ever been there, and some there's something down there. I'll just leave it at that.
All
It's a
right.
monster. It's a monster movie, and so the entire movie takes place in this fucking cave, and by all means, they make you feel like you're in the fucking cave. But goddamn, can I get a little bit of light? A little bit of light. So the entire movie, so you it's juxtaposed with her going through that traumatic incident, and she's in this deep, dark depression and this abyss in her life, which is
Also the
the
cave.
descent, the cave, and the whole point of the movie is her coming out of that to escape the descent, to escape the darkness and the cave and all that. So I think that aspect is really fucking interesting. I think they did that pretty well. It's just I wish I could fucking see shit.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That would bother me too. The
Yeah,
movie sounds good though.
it's pretty good, pretty good. Watch It Follows When Evil Lurks. Also watch that, which is a Spanish horror movie that you can find on Shudder right now. Really interesting take on the possession genre. People know like God is dead apparently in this world, and people know about the devil infecting people. And when he infects you, you basically kind of rot from the inside out, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And there's like these rules, kind of like Zombieland. Like how there's like all these rules. Yeah, they have rules in this. Like you can't shoot them with a gun, or you get infected, or some shit like that. It's fucking off the wall. Some really dope moments in it that, like when it happened, I was like, oh fuck! Like I ain't never seen that in a fucking movie before. That was fucking dope.
Zombie kill of the week.
Yeah, it was fucking dope. So if you're interested in a new, different take on the possession genre, When Evil Lurks. Then I also watched the new movie Insidious: The Red Door. Finally came on Netflix, so check that out. Regardless of what Carmen says, I think that's a good movie. So y'all can go check that out as well. But what about listening, sir?
Um, let's see. Not a whole lot. Some Chevelle. I'm trying to gear up and get ready for that.
Yes,
Throwing
yes.
back to the August Burns Red Christmas stuff for a couple of days. Trying to get festive.
Ooh. Have you ever heard the
And
Legend of Zelda one?
no,
Bro, where have you been fucking I'm not even a good friend. How am I a friend to you if I have not told you about this?
I don't know. I'm pissed at you though. Honestly, a little bit. Like
Th-
it's probably the Georgia hat, but I'm gonna blame it on
Probably.
this too.
Sounds like a bitter LSU fan. Silence.
I'm sorry.
He's
What?
like,
What were you speaking? No, I didn't. I was actively ignoring you.
oh
So
yeah,
August
yeah. It
Burns
was
Red has some Zelda stuff. Is that where you were going with that?
yeah. I was just letting you know the two-time champion was back-to-back champions. We're speaking, but it is what it is. Moving on to August Burns Red.
I'll listen to it. Move along. What have you been listening to, dickhole? You know what? Roll Tide. That's what you get. That's what you deserve because that's who you've become. That's who you are now.
What's
Revel
so
in it.
fucking funny is I only do it to you.
I don't believe that for 1 second. You could
I
say
honestly
it.
do. I honestly do. I do it to you, and I do it to my brother because he'll start talking some shit about Georgia, and I'll say back to back. That's all I have to say.
I mean, yeah, no, that's all you have to say, which is why you're a roll tighter now. I've lost. It's not that I dislike you as a person. You're still one of my best friends. I just respect you so much less.
But yeah, it's literally only you. I promise.
Okay, if that helps you sleep at night,
But
sure.
while we're talking about football, it sucks because LSU has probably the best quarterback in the nation, and he's just
Dude,
putting up unreal fucking numbers. He put
and
up
we're just
NCAA 14 fucking numbers, sir.
dude, he's beating Joe Burrow's year. Like he's
Yeah.
on track to outpace Joe Burrow's year, but the defense sucks so bad that we're riding those losses. He's not even in the Heisman race. Like it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Defense can't stop a fucking parked car. So like I can't get mad that we've lost games, but it's really robbing Jaden Daniels for sure.
I don't know, man. I think he might win the Heisman.
I he's gonna be in the conversation, and he'll probably be a finalist if he keeps doing that. But it's either gonna go to Bo Nix or old Penis Junior. What's it, Penix?
Penix. Yeah, Penis
Yeah,
Jr.
yeah, tiny
I
penis.
don't know, man. I think he'll win it, honestly.
I hope so. I mean, I would love it for him. Don't get me wrong. I just rather it be Oregon or Washington. It's hard to. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be hard. It should just go to the most talented and versatile and statistically boosted player. But wins are a thing too. So we'll see.
I don't know. What's his name won it last year with 3 losses. So
Yeah, I guess that's true.
yeah. And I would 100% choose Jaden Daniels over the other dude. That's who I would pick.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm not arguing that. I absolutely love my team's quarterback. I just again, it's so frustrating to watch him just put up 404 every single week, and then the defense just not even put on pads. Like, yeah, here you go,
Just shits the
bro.
bed.
Who wants a touchdown? You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown.
It reminds me of the Mark Rick era of Georgia's defense. It was just like, dude, y'all really just piss me off all the fucking time.
Yeah, dude, Jalen fucking Milrow looks like garbage for like 6 weeks straight. We finally get to the point where Bama can't move the ball very well, and LSU's like, "Nah, dog, let me just open the barn door for you. You can throw for 200, you can run for 150 more. It's cool. We don't have linebackers. We don't believe in those."
And
It's
now he's a Heisman contender.
yeah, like, dude, I mean, that wasn't the surprise segment. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. So listening wise, I've been honestly, I've been watching like a lot of YouTube in terms of like I'll put it on in the car and I'll set my phone aside and just listen to like different sports shows. Obviously I'm gonna listen to a lot of Georgia shit. So I'll listen to like pre-game shit and then I'll listen to post-game like conferences and shit like that, you know. I'm a nerd for that kind of shit. But as far as music goes, been listening to a little bit of Knight Rider, which is a little bit of synthy, almost kind of like Stranger Things, synth and metalcore. Silent Planet just came out with their new album, and I'm trying to figure out where that fits in my life because it's fucking great. American Arson is a band I just started checking out that is pretty good. They're more like post-hardcore in a way, but they got some killer songs on there. Killer songs. Moss to Flames. Been listening to that because Tyler wants me to review one of their albums, and then I've been getting into like a little bit of Childish Gambino mood here the last few days.
Nice.
So been listening to Camp multiple times, and I'm not disappointed by it.
Yeah, that's a really good album. What was it? We both called it Campfire for like 3 weeks.
I called it Campfire to Tyler, and he just starts laughing. He goes, "Bro, it's not called Campfire." I'm like, "You've let me go this long by calling it Campfire."
Yeah, well, it should be. It should be. Squandered opportunity.
Right? It is forever known as Campfire.
It is now. Damn it. I did the same thing. It's all good.
As far as playing for me, sir, I haven't fucking played dick. I played an hour of Spider-Man in the last 2 weeks. An hour. Which, by the way, I said this in the Discord, and I don't feel like this is a spoiler whatsoever. This is a side quest that you can or not do. But I legitimately think it is one of the best side quests in any game, period. And honestly, there's not a whole
That's a
lot to it. There's
that's a
not a whole lot
bold
to it.
claim.
Yeah. So when you think of Spider-Man, okay, you think about friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, right? Like he goes and helps out the little man and does just random like, oh, gets the cat out of the tree kind of thing, right? Sir,
Yes.
what are you I saw that motion over there. What were you doing?
Trying to write. This pen's not working.
So he does just little things that maybe like the other superheroes just don't do. And it's one of the things that I really appreciate and love about Spider-Man. So the side quest is this this granddaughter is looking for her grandpa. He's missing. So you have to track down the grandpa. It's super fucking simple. Okay. You basically had to do some detective shit, go to one spot. Oh, he's in this other spot. And he's basically, the grandpa is going to different spots that were related to his marriage of his now deceased wife. So Spider-Man, you end up finding him on a park bench and you sit there and legitimately, there's no fighting in this. There's no action. You sit on a park bench next to this grandpa and they start talking about love. And he starts talking about where he is with MJ, kind of. And the other guy, the grandpa, starts talking about his marriage. And dude, it is just like one of those things. I'm like, this is fucking perfect, man. I'm usually like, if a side quest doesn't have like a little bit of action in it, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fucking boring. But it just seemed like fucking Spider-Man to me. Like 100%. to the T seem like Spider-Man. Like he is just chilling on his park bench with a grandpa that he just fucking found, and they're talking about love, and he's talking about MJ and how his, I guess, like expectations in life and making time for other things in life, like kind of like stopping and smelling the roses a little bit. Which I don't know if that's like a tease for the rest of the game or what. But it's interesting because Spider-Man, if you go back to the comics, go back to the anime show, or even the movies, he's always had a tough time juggling Spider-Man and a personal life, and they kind of touch on that in that side quest, and it's fucking perfect, fucking perfect.
I know absolutely nothing about this game, but that should be a Spider-Man from a different universe going into a flashback, and that should be Uncle Peter talking about Aunt May.
Don't fucking ruin this for me, okay?
I'm not ruining it. I'm just trying to make it better.
That would be better. That would be better. Which I don't know if they've even ever mentioned Uncle Ben.
Yeah, Uncle Ben. I'm sorry, I said Peter.
Yeah, I don't know if they mentioned Uncle Ben in the first game. Maybe they did. I can't fucking remember. I know they don't fucking mention him in the fucking movies.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Which I don't know. It's one of those things, kind of like all right, we know how Batman becomes Batman, okay? Like we fucking seen his parents die a billion times. Do we really need to see his fucking parents die again? No, we don't necessarily need to see them die, but we need to see him going through that trauma because it makes
Yes.
him who he is.
We need
Do
to
we
see
need to
the
see
recovery phase.
exactly? Do we need to
Correct.
see Ben fucking die again? No, no, we don't need to see that. But we need he needs that portion of his story. It builds his character. That's just me. It's the same thing with Batman having Joker. Do we need a Joker as the main villain in every single movie? No, but we need Joker to make Batman. That's just me.
I agree. No argument there.
But yeah, best side quests. It's at least top 5 side quests all time for me. Like
Sounds pretty sweet.
it was great. It was great. But have you been playing anything, sir?
Man, not the last couple of weeks. Not really. I've been trying to finish BioShock Infinite, but I have just been just ravaged on the clock here lately, so I haven't. But I'm working on it. We're gonna do that soon. I promise you, and I promise Patreon, we will complete that task. Daunting though it has been.
As daunting as it been. The trilogy is almost fucking finished.
Yeah, yeah. God, we've won the Battle of Helm's Deep, and now we're just fucking waiting on Aragorn at this point. Like, my God.
I don't know if you meant to do that.
No, I didn't. I saw your face. I wasn't insulting Lord of the Rings. I was just saying it never ends, and
No,
that's
no, no,
where
no,
we're
no, no,
at.
no, 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 no. I'm not getting on to you for what you said. I don't know if you meant to do that, but I was legitimately like waiting for you to finish so I could segue into the fact that we were doing a Lord of the Rings trilogy deep dive. It was fucking perfect.
Is it still a segue if you point it out? That's what you told me a few weeks ago, right?
Right? I'll allow it.
Nice.
But yes, guys, coming up soon next week, we're going to review the first movie of the trilogy, Fellowship of the Ring. And then 2 weeks later, we're going to do the second movie. And 2 weeks later, we're going to do the third movie. You won't get those at the time. We will release them week by week, probably in the new year, most likely. But I am so fucking excited. We're going to do a deep dive into that motherfucker, and it is going to be glorious. The best trilogy of all time.
I'm pretty
All time.
excited to hear that.
Indeed.
I've been thinking about it since you first announced it.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's been something that's been on the table, man, to fucking do for so fucking long.
You know what comes after that?
Persona 5 Royal?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it absolutely fucking does.
Yeah, I'm just glad you're not retiring, sir.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'll give you that full story at a later date when we have time. It was funny how it played out, but I don't have to hang up the headset.
Blind reaction time, sir. I'm intrigued by this.
Oh, wow, I forgot why we were here. Yeah. All right, cool. So,
What you got?
um, I know every year you guys do like a seasonal episode, like a holiday special, once they announce like the Black Friday sales and the Christmas sales and all the end of the year shit. So I was trying to catch you before they really announced anything. And I've been on the darkest of webs trying to just read through the chatter, and I've compiled a list for all three consoles of what the some are confirmed, some aren't, but pretty much what all the rumor whispers of the biggest sales are going to be. So, hoping that you hadn't done this yet, also, I kind of wanted to just rattle them off one at a time by console to see if you personally thought that's worth it, that's not, don't waste your time, definitely buy that twice. Because you
All
do all
right.
this research for everything, but it's always about something specific when you commit to it. So this is kind of like a way to collectively let us know what you think without having to read about it first.
I'm down. I'm down.
Cool. Let's see. I'll let you pick. I got Xbox, PS5, and Nintendo.
Let's change things up here, okay? Because we always
Mm-hmm.
talk about PS5, we always talk about Nintendo. We'll give the Xbox people out there a little time to shine first. So we'll do
This
Xbox.
all right, this for you, Eric.
Yeah, he is an Xbox dick rider, let me tell you.
Micro hard. That's what I like to call them.
Micro hard.
All right. Um and I'm gonna rattle them off. You tell me yes, no, and if you want to stop and actually talk about the game at any point, feel free. There's a couple I will actually do that for, but I'm mostly just gonna let you have the floor. Assassin's Creed Odyssey Full Gold Edition with all DLC is normally $100. It's going down to 20. Rumored to be.
Ooh. Ooh, 20. That game came out what? Fucking like
That one's 4 years old, I think. Maybe 3 years old.
Oh, it's gotta be older than that.
Odyssey?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I might be thinking about the next one. Well,
Yeah. I'm thinking it's like right around 4 or 5 years old, at
the
least.
full gold still retails for 100. I don't know what all that comes with, but it's going down to 20.
So I've mentioned this on the podcast before. I can go into my closet right now and look at all the games that I have. I bought Odyssey a few years ago.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's
Yep,
still in the
yep. You
wrapper.
did. You did
It's
mention that. Still in the wrapper,
it's
huh?
still in the fucking wrapper. So I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan. So personally, I wouldn't spend $20 on it. But if you get hard for Assassin's Creed and you're like, oh fuck all the DLC and all this shit, because I forget the name of the DLC was. It, I, was it like fuck? I don't remember the name of it. But if you're interested in all the DLC, I mean that sounds like a decent deal. It's just I mean, that game came out like 5 years ago. So why is it still like maybe if it was like $15? I know I'm being kind
Yeah.
of cheap,
No, this
cutting it
about
by
you,
five
bro. It's not
dollars.
about how good the deal is. It's about does Primo want or does Primo want to say screw it? It's all good.
Yeah,
Is
I'd
that
pass.
your
I'd pass.
all right? Assassin's Creed Origins Gold Edition, same deal. Everything that
Pass.
comes with it. Okay,
Pass.
20 for 100. Back for Blood. Loved Left for Dead. Never played Back for Blood, but it's dropping from 60 to 750, and I think that's on the Microsoft Store.
750 for Back for Blood.
$8. Yeah. $8. So it's do you have the time to make it fun and play online with friends, and can you still round up three friends to play it? Is I guess is the question. But for $8, do you try?
I mean, that's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. Yeah, that is the key is trying to get friends because that game is going to be based on who you play it with, not necessarily like I don't even know if there's like a I'm sure there's a story mode, but I mean that game is Left for Dead, so
Mm-hmm.
you need friends to fucking play with to make that game count. So yeah, if I could get Christian or somebody else involved with it, yeah, $7 sounds pretty good.
I feel like it's worth $8 just for the shot that you might play it one day.
Exactly.
It's so cheap. I will say, dude, I I'm glad we're doing Xbox first because it's probably what we're least familiar with, honestly. But at the same time, I forgot I did kind of want to save it for last just because their deals are so much better deals. Like the stuff you're saving on the Microsoft store, you'll see once we get to the other ones is
So
they're giving this shit away.
I'm glad you mentioned that because if you had to do like a hierarchy of who does the best deals, especially around this time, actually, you know what? We'll go with specifically for the holiday season. Xbox is by far the best one, by far. PlayStation, Sony. I think they might. So it's weird. If you look at Nintendo and you look at things that non first party games, they have some really great deals. Really great deals. But that's outside the first party games because first party games, there's like fucking no deals.
Arm and a
so
leg, arm and a leg.
so it's kind of like what else would you go to Nintendo for? So I actually probably put Nintendo last on the hierarchy and I put Sony a cunt hair above it. But Sony just fucking sucks at deals like throughout the entire year. Like you'll see like a game that came out like Dark Souls. We'll say Dark Souls like remastered. It's probably I don't know $50, and that game came out. The trilogy pack came out, or not? Excuse me. The remastered edition came out 8, 9 years ago, some shit like that. It came out a long, long time ago for a game that also came out a long, long time ago, and it's
Right.
still fucking full price on the fucking Sony store. And it's like, why? Why is that? So, mm, Sony's like the worst. Sony's the worst.
That to hear you say that they're just as bad as Nintendo is surprising to me.
Yeah.
Nintendo's pretty fucking bad, but I might have
At
been wrong
least
about Microsoft when I made my decision. To be honest with you, because you can clean out a backlog for cheap.
exactly. And the issue with Sony is, well, not the issue with Sony. The issue with Nintendo versus Sony. Sony will actually go down on some of their big games. They might not go down a lot, but at least they'll
Mm.
cut it by a bit. Nintendo says, "Nah, bitch, you fucking paying full price for that."
Actually, this is the holiday season. We're gonna add $5.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Japan tax. That's what you're paying. Japan tax. All right. I'm gonna skip Arkham Collection. I know you'll pay that. It's rumored
Already
that
have it.
it's gonna be $9 on the Microsoft Store, the full collection.
That's good. And
Yeah,
now
that's
I'll be completely honest. I bought it for $5 on Sony a few years ago, just so I
oh,
could ever go
have it.
back to it. But $9 for 3 games, that's fucking good. That's a good deal.
That's $3 a pop, man. Can't beat
And
that.
what is that? Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then Arkham Knight. Dude, I never finished Arkham Knight just because I got busy with a bunch of shit. But those first 2 games, Arkham City, dude, that is one of the best superhero games of all time. And Asylum is, I mean, it obviously is not as good, but it is still a fucking great game. So yeah, $9, dude, that's a fucking steal.
Yep, I am gonna play those. You let me bump Persona 5 above them, so gratitude for that. But as a thank you, I will immediately play these because I never have. This one's interesting. Callisto Protocol Day One Edition is going all the way down to $10.
Nah, I'm good.
That bad, huh?
Yeah,
Eh,
I heard
I
some.
know nothing about it.
I heard it had a lot of bugs, and then also I think Sony is doing the PlayStation Plus stuff. It's for free, so I'm just going to download for
Oh
free.
god, that game must have been terrible. All right. Ugh. Let's see. Dead Island 2. This one intrigued me, but we'll see what you think. It's normal 70 apparently. It's going down to 44.99.
No,
No.
no,
I was intrigued by playing it because I did like Dead Island, but that's really not saving you that much money. So,
no.
uh
Christian played it and he loved the shit out of it, but you got to have like friends to play with that. And for me
oh,
to
I see.
spend 40 some odd dollars for the idea that I might play it with somebody else, nah, I'm good.
All right. Don't care about that one. Don't care about that one. Definitely don't care about that one. Diablo 4 Cross Gen Bundle Edition going down to $52.99.
Cross-gen bundle?
Yes.
What comes in that?
Don't know. Never played Diablo. Cross Gen Bundle, I would imagine is you. I would imagine just that. Maybe you. Wait, isn't that their servers are cross gen though, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wait, you said cross-gen or
Uh huh.
so maybe it comes with both versions? Let's see. Diablo 4
So you can.
cross-gen bundle Xbox. Let's see here. Maybe that's just like the
Oh,
ultimate edition.
I'm thinking about cross platform. I don't know what cross gen means.
It
So
includes the
you get a.
Xbox One and Xbox Series X versions of the game. So really, it just comes with both versions of the game. That's all it is. And
So
how
it's for
much was it?
people. $52.99 supposedly. Now remember, all these are rumored.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't buy it because I already have the game, so I wouldn't buy it again. But if you haven't played Diablo and you're interested in it, shit, I'd say go for it. It's a good game by all means.
Especially if you want to upgrade your Xbox, but you know you can't for 5 or 6 months. I guess that would be the selling point on cross gen.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, interesting. We talked about this game a long time ago, and then it came out, and then we just never talked about it. So, but it must not have been that great either. Marvel's Midnight Suns Full Enhanced Edition is going to be $9.99 from $69.99.
I'm good. I heard bad things about it.
Yeah, I didn't hear much about it, but I didn't hear anything good. So
Yeah,
I don't know nothing. I don't know anything about this one. The Quarry also going from 70 to 10.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Okay. Yep. My bad,
uh,
guys. That might
uh,
be an Xbox thing.
the Quarry. Let's see.
I'm going to assume it's a
Um,
horror game.
yeah, that's what it kind of looks like. Is a cinematic horror game where you control the fates of 9 camp counselors as their party plans unravel into a night of horror. Hmm. No, I mean, I've now that I've looked up this picture of it, I've seen the cover before, but I've never actually looked into it. IGN gave it a 7 out of 10, so it sounds like it's just a solid game. So how much is it? It's
Well,
$10.
it's going down to $10 apparently. It might be worth it for that.
I would look into it. I would look into it.
All right. Wild Hearts also 10 from 70. But
Wild
I don't
Hearts.
think that game's still normally 70. I think it's normally riding around 49.99. But it is supposedly dropping to 10.
That game was really good from what I fucking remember, right? Let's see here.
I think I would do that.
Yeah, that's the Monster Hunter like game. It tasks the player to
Yes,
hunt
indeed.
massive monsters in fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan. I actually really wanted to play this game when it first came out. But they said Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter, one of the things about that is you gotta get friends to play with you, if I'm not
Ah,
mistaken. I could be wrong. But IGN gave it an 8 out of 10.
honestly, pretty solid for IGN.
Yeah, and you said it's what, $10?
So supposedly going to be 10
That,
on the Microsoft store. Spoiler alert for the Sony store, it's only going down to 24.99. So that's why Microsoft just seems to be so much better than Sony
oh, absolutely.
as far as value.
Yeah, but Xbox cares about its players more than Sony does.
That's yeah, that's fair enough. Last one for the Microsoft store, Redfall, $70 down to 17.50.
No,
Negative.
you can't get me to play that shit for free.
Yeah, I've
that
heard that one's absolute
that
dick.
looked like fucking hot garbage, sir. I remember when that game got announced, I was like, wow, this actually looks pretty fucking good. And then when it came time for the game to come out, I'm like, oh my god, this game looks like garbage.
Yeah, I remember being excited about it and then actually mocking it, like laughing watching. I was like, no, I'm good. Hard pass.
Hard pass.
All right, the Nintendo list is shorter. Let's go ahead and knock that one out now. But I want to throw up a disclaimer for the listeners for this. Primo mentioned to me both in a text, and I think he said it in the episode last week as well too, that Nintendo is gearing up for that console upgrade,
I think so.
and that's probably coming in 2025, if not announced in 2024. So this is going to be the year to clean out that backlog for anything that you want to play on the Nintendo store, because they are going to be giving that shit away, not just for Black Friday, but as it turns into the new year and whenever the actual announcement comes, anything that's not going to cross over, they're going to put, I mean, it's going to be stuff from 70 to 90% off, just so they can squeeze every penny out of you that they can squeeze out of you. And it's a good year for it too, because we talked about there's just not that many good new games coming out. So
I mean, when you think about it, Nintendo hasn't released. I know they had Super Mario Brothers this year. They had Tears of the Kingdom. Shit, dude, Fire Emblem Engage came out this year.
no, it didn't. That was 8 years ago.
Dude, it felt like fucking 8 years ago.
I've already
Uh,
repressed that memory from my early adulthood.
so like they've had like a handful of like great games this year, but when you look at like past years, they haven't released that many games, and there's not a whole bunch of now. Sidebar: there's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow.
Oh, no shit, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I was like, bro, you couldn't fucking do that like one day early. God damn.
Yeah, I know.
But
We should. Oh man, it'd be cool if we could record one day live while we watch it.
that would
That'd
be
be pretty
so fucking
sweet.
cool. It would be. But it
Mm,
usually happens on Wednesdays, and I usually work. I
yep.
mean, I work every Wednesday. Um, so what I'm getting at is, unless they just drop the hammer and announce a whole bunch of shit releasing for the upcoming year, I think I think it's imminent. Honestly, I'm not saying they're gonna announce the new Switch or the new console on this particular direct, but I think it's imminent, honestly, because they are just not releasing at the rate that they were.
I have a bold prediction. I don't think it's actually just going to be an upgrade to the Switch, because they just dropped the OLED like the end of last year, if I remember right. I think we're going to be looking at
Brand new.
something brand new. Yeah, I think it's going to, because Nintendo has been trying to bridge into graphical upgrades for a while, and they've kind of abandoned that with the Switch because of the versatility and the portability. But I think they're going to be trying to break into the realm of like docked VR eventually. So they're probably going to look at something to bridge into that, like a full on docked console. It might be something that you can sync your account with, and games are compatible on the Switch and on the console to where you can take your memory and shit with you. Like
Bro,
it's
have you ever fucking played a Nintendo game? You or seen Nintendo? They are 100% not going to do that.
well, I just meant if it is a whole new thing, because they want our money first and foremost, but they want us to remain interested and invested also. So they might throw us a bone with keeping some of our shit. But I don't think if it gets announced this year, I don't think it's just going to be a brand new Switch upgrade. I really don't.
I I I appreciate your optimism.
It's probably going to piss on my face if we're being honest. It usually does.
Hey, some people are into that, man.
Yeah, well, I'm not. No, not with Nintendo. They can keep it. All right. Not many rumors here, and half of these are probably false anyway because Nintendo don't sell shit. So, but
This is
what I
true.
have read and what I have heard, we are going to get a huge discount on Breath of the Wild. If for whatever reason you haven't played it yet, or you just want to go back and play it again, it's probably going to be like $29.99 because Tears of the Kingdom is out now. And they're
No,
rumoring. You don't think so? Oh, you wouldn't
no,
do it, right?
I wouldn't do
Yeah, no, I
it.
wouldn't either at this point. I don't think I could go back and play it after Tears of the Kingdom.
So we've mentioned it on the podcast before when we talked about Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, and I think we all agreed Tears of the Kingdom is just an enhanced, perfect version of Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
There's almost no reason to go back to Breath of the Wild. Almost no reason.
Everything that's different about Tears of the Kingdom is an upgrade to Breath of the Wild, and there is not one single aspect from Breath of the Wild that Tears of the Kingdom lacks. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I agree. I wouldn't do it either. Tears of the Kingdom, mind you, is the first the Black Friday after release. It was only $59 at the time because it was Tears of the Kingdom I think is the first $70 full game, but Breath of the Wild actually dropped down to $39.99 just for Black Friday weekend. So my best guess is we're gonna see Tears of the Kingdom somewhere around $50. If it's a if it's something you ever want to play, I think you and I had this conversation 2 years ago. If you ever think you're gonna play it, go ahead and get it now because you're never gonna get it cheaper until next Black Friday. It's not coming down.
Exactly. And $10 is it's pretty good for a fucking first party Nintendo game.
Right. Bayonetta 3. This one is actually confirmed. $39.99 on the Switch store.
I'm not a fan of hack and slash, so I'll pass.
Yeah. All right. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, $29.99.
I've never played it, so I would be interested in that.
Yeah, you
You
should.
said
You should.
$29.99. How much was it originally? It was $59.99, right?
$49.99.
So $20 off first party.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that one actually is worth it. And well, the last three, it's going to be for you to decide. I've never played any of them. Pokemon Legends Arceus or Arceus, however you say it. 40 bucks.
So I've played it. I have it still. I think if you're a fan of Pokemon and you want something different, if you want not the regular, typical Pokemon game, then you should. I think that's a pretty good deal for that game.
Okay. I'm going to asterisk that one myself because I have considered that in the past. All right, so the last two for the Switch, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, $24.99 for Black Friday store bought.
$24.99
confirmed. It's still rumored, but supposedly this is the truth. I think through
That's
Best Buy.
that's a fuck. I understand it's a remake and it's not necessarily one of the it's not as good as like Sun and Moon and in terms of graphics and whatnot. Because it's more in the sense of the style of what the fuck was that Legend of Zelda game that came out not too long ago? Ah, shit. It was the remake.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Was it Link's Awakening? Yeah.
The 2D one?
The one where he shows up on the island, right? That's not Link's Awakening.
No, not the island.
Hold on, guys. Like I'm fucking sitting here and Legend. But anyways, I think that is a pretty good deal for those games. No, it is Link's Awakening.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's Link's Awakening.
Oops.
Yeah, it's kind of in that same graphical style. And while I kind of bounced off that game fairly quickly, it wasn't because it was just terrible or anything like that. I just had other shit to do. But less than $30 for a Pokemon game, guys, come on, that's a fucking steal. A steal. If you haven't played it, and you need some new Pokemon games that is not terrible like the brand new ones, then by all means, go check this out.
All right. Yoshi's Crafted World. This one's more for the kiddos, but it's mainly the price point that I was curious about. Rumored to be $29.99, and it's still $60 in the store.
I would do that. Maybe not for myself, but like for the kids.
I'm thinking about buying a copy for Sawyer, honestly, just because it's only $30 and he can, I think he would like it. It looks fun for small kids, honestly. It's like Luigi's Mansion, but not shitty.
I'm so glad you said that. You said Luigi's Mansion, and I started twitching.
Yeah. Yes.
Daddy, can we play Luigi's Mansion? You fucking say that word one more time.
Send me right back to Nom. All
Yeah,
right.
$30 is pretty good.
So yeah, that's all I could really find on Nintendo. But like I said earlier, guys, watch that store because if we are really on the heels or coming up toward a new console, they're gonna clean house when they can. So if
And
you're gonna let them pinch your pennies, do it for pennies and not dollars. I guess that would be my
amen to that.
argument.
Amen to that. Yeah, be on the lookout. I don't think there's gonna be a ton of deals, like huge deals for like the first party games, but those indies, guys, be on the fucking
Hmm.
lookout for those indies and those third party games.
All right, we're down to PlayStation, sir. Um, couple I'm just gonna cross out because neither one of us are ever gonna be interested in those. All right, I mentioned Wild Hearts already. Octopath Traveler 2 on the PlayStation Store is supposedly gonna be $30 for Black Friday weekend.
Yes,
Hmm?
I would consider it. Yes.
Oh, I thought you said pass. That's why I was
No.
interested. I was like, okay.
No. It's mainly just fucking finding time to play that game because I
I
have the
agree.
first one.
That's
I have
me.
the first
Yeah.
one, and I played a little bit of the demo of two. I want to say maybe, or maybe it was the first one I'm thinking of, and I like the concept of it. It's just essentially just trying to find time to fucking play it. The issue
I
is,
get that.
I feel like that game is perfect for the Switch, so I probably wouldn't buy it on the PlayStation Store, but I would think about it for sure.
Well, actually, I saw it in Walmart and on the Switch because I was just randomly perusing there the other day when I had to go pick some stuff up for work, and it's only $39.99 for the Switch in the store. So, like, I mean, honestly, for $10 more for the portability aspect of it, it definitely looks like a Switch game. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm kind of with you. Uncharted Collection: Legacy of Thieves. The first three games are going to be bundled together for $25.
I think I already have that.
Is that what it is now?
I believe
Oh,
so.
oh,
Wait, it's the first
well,
three. So it's Uncharted 1 and 2, and then Legacy of Thieves.
hmm
I don't have. Do I have Legacy of Thieves? No, I think I do. So no.
okay. Pass on that then.
$25 for those three games?
Supposedly,
Ooh, that's expensive.
this was this. I got most of this from Games Radar, so I don't look for all of it to be spot on, but I look for most of it to be pretty close.
Yeah, if it was like $15, maybe. Yeah, right around that range, maybe. $25
Okay.
for games that came out years ago, hard pass.
Yeah. No. Fair enough. Um. Yeah. We talked about that one before. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Normally 50, the PlayStation 5 version. Normally 50, coming down to 30.
See, we start getting into the discussion of time for your money. Do
Hmm.
you want, if you're going to spend that much money, are you looking for games that are going to be 10 to 15 hours, maybe longer than that, right? Or is a game less than 10 hours for the story, is that worth 30, 40, $50 to you? I think the game itself, if you look at the graphics, the story, uh all of that, sure, it's probably worth $50. But you just gotta determine whether what kind of you go to games for and how you perceive pricing on time for value or value for time, however you want to word that. So you just gotta look at that because it is a much shorter game than the first Spider-Man game. I want to say it's less than. I want to say it's like 7 8 hours. It's very. It's not a long campaign whatsoever.
Damn.
Yeah.
I
So
knew it was shorter. I didn't realize it was that much shorter, though.
yeah, I want to say I beat it and all that in like 10 to 12 hours, and that's with me doing all the other shit.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
value for time is something you gotta look at. $30, I already have it, so I'm not gonna buy it.
But if you didn't, would you say 30 was worth it?
Yeah,
This is me.
I think I think
I'm asking for me at this point because
yeah, I think if you can get it into the 20s, it'd probably be the best. But $30, I think that's not a bad idea, especially if you have kids. Like, let's say I didn't have Miles Morales, both my sons, I'd buy it for them for $30.
oh, okay, fair enough. Asterisk then.
Yeah, it's a solid purchase. I try to get it in the 20s, but it is what it is. 30 is not bad.
All right. Stray coming from 40 to 20. I know
Hard
you
pass.
have, yeah, hard pass. See, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I might regret it, but for $20, I kind of wanted to play that game since it got announced.
I fucking hate cats, and I don't want to play a game where I am a cat.
I don't like cats, but I don't hate the idea of playing as one for whatever reason. I think it seems interesting. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is gonna be half off, both in stores and on the PlayStation Store.
So what? $30?
$34.
That's not bad. And that game is really fucking good from everything that I've heard. It is
Yeah, I
the
haven't heard anything bad
Arkham.
about it.
It is the Arkham City of that series so far. Is what I've heard.
Oh, no shit, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
So I would do that.
All right. I don't know anything about this game, but Atlas Fallen. Are you familiar with that?
I think I can kind of picture it in my head.
All right.
Yeah.
I put it on the
So
list because it's going from 50 to 20, and I thought I recognized the title, but I can't picture anything about the game itself.
battle legendary creatures alone or with a friend, hunt mythical monsters and heroic superpowered combat and unleash the power of your gauntlet to create some fucking bullshit. I don't know.
Okay, so it's Sony's
Steam
version of Monster Hunter then.
is what it sounds like. Steam has
All right.
it, has a 6 out of 10,
Pass.
uh, 7 out of 10 on IGN. Yeah, I'm good.
Wasted all our time with that one. My bad, guys. Far Cry 6. $15 apparently for a hard copy in a store.
I already
I
have it.
think that
It's just
I
a
think
matter of me
that one
fucking playing
was.
it.
Have you played it at all?
No, I haven't fucking played it.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that one's worth it, honestly, because I don't have it yet, and I'm probably gonna buy that. The actual PlayStation 5 version too, not the PlayStation 4 version, is gonna be $15 in Walmart and Best Buy for Black Friday. And I've never played a Far Cry game I hated, so I don't know how it got so cheap so fast, especially with old dude being the main antagonist voice actor. But again, I'm gonna blow that money, and if the game sucks, it sucks. But
$15 is pretty good. I'd pay it.
I think even when it's not on sale, it's only like $29.99 already, and you know, like for a PlayStation 5 game, that just it seems like it lost value really, really quick. So I have to assume the game just wasn't as good as people thought, but I'm gonna pay that for it anyway.
I want to say it got like 8.
Really? No, I mean, yeah, I could see that. Like, yeah, I've played 4 of them, and they've all been good. So, all right, this is the last one, sir. And before you immediately say yes, I want you to think. Elden Ring is going to be $39.99.
Okay, so $20 off.
Mm-hmm.
um, I mean the game came out last year. Honestly, if y'all want me to be completely honest, it's probably the best time to buy it is now. If it's $20 off, the DLC is going to come out next year, at some point next year, and it is supposedly half of the base game. So you're looking at about 25, $30 for the DLC, if I had to presume. So you're gonna get the base game plus DLC when you add it all together, and it's gonna be basically just a full price game. I, I don't know. I think right now would be the best time. Now, if you are the type that wants the collection edition or the bundle or whatever the fuck, the game of the year edition that has all the DLC, then by all means fucking wait. But if it's $20 off, you are gonna save money if you buy it now. If you are planning on getting the DLC. If you're not going to get the DLC, then this is a moot point. So just buy it now. But that's just my opinion. I already have the game, so obviously I'm not going to do this. But if I didn't have the game and I was interested in it, I would buy it now in hopes that the DLC come out next year. I would buy it then, and come out ahead in terms of money.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Honestly, I was curious to see what you would say since the I won't say the opportunity for the um inclusive experience has completely passed, but a lot of it has. So honestly, with a lot of people not playing it at the moment like they were at release, I didn't know if you still thought it would still be even worth $40 to go through and play by yourself. Because I remember you saying that the best part about it was the group effort, I guess. So I just didn't know how you'd say it, or I didn't know what you'd say about it.
So yes and no. So Elden Ring. So the thing with like Dark Souls games in general from software games is you have this little window, and it's when everybody in the world that are from software fans or the fans that want to play the game, they're all experiencing the game at the exact same time. So your text is just like our Tears of the Kingdom forum that
Hmm.
we have with Tyler. You know, you're experiencing things. You'll send text messages to the group or to your friend, bro. I just got my fucking ass raped by this fucking so and so in this fucking chamber, or dude, I just got fucking gang banged by somebody, or dude, I just took down this one boss and it gave me this fucking, I don't know, this dope ass weapon, or something along those lines, or this little
Videos of your
secret.
latest Hinox torture device. Sure, I get it.
Yes. So you have that little time period where if that is something that you're interested in, it is 100% something that I would recommend doing, because that game is always going to have it's always going to be one of my best gaming experiences because I experienced it with other people while they were experiencing it too. And the back and forth with friends was so great. Did I play with friends? No. But I played with Christian a handful of times and he fucking gave up on it, little fucking coward. But that's neither here nor there. But the thing with From Software games, I played Dark Souls, the first one, years after the first one happened. Years. So I still loved that fucking game. And same thing with Bloodborne. Love that game years later. So I still think $20 off for Elden Ring is that is a pretty damn good deal for how great that game is and how many hours you can sink into it. I put 130 hours into that game, and that's not counting the DLC. So I think that's a steal at this point. But you're gonna miss out on the whole with friends thing unless you buy it with a friend who has not played it yet and y'all fucking talk back and forth.
Well, and it might be worth it. I didn't even think about the DLC coming out, but you told me last week if it's actually going to be 20 hours worth of DLC, then you probably haven't missed a group experience at all. You can just play the game by yourself, catch up on that, and then I would imagine the DLC is going to be group playable too.
That's so what I would do is if you have not played Elden Ring, I would go ahead and buy it right now when it comes on sale. Start playing it because by the fucking time you fucking finish that game, the DLC will be out. If you're like me, it takes you forever to get through games. Um, find you someone that has played Elden Ring and get in a group chat with them. Because I promise you, the people that have played Elden Ring are going to replay Elden Ring for the DLC.
True that. Yeah, that
I
makes
say that,
sense.
but I say that, but I probably won't replay. I probably won't replay it. But that's neither here nor there.
People with free time will replay it for the DLC.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Well, that's it for me, man. That's the only ones that I could find that I thought were worth mentioning, and I'm sure most of them are probably at least close to accurate, but we're gonna get a lot more over the next week or so. So
Yeah, that was fun, man. That was fun. It was weird being on the
thank
other
you
side
for
of this.
thank you for participating, and that is my TED talk.
All right, guys, let's jump into our weekly recommendations. What do you have for the fine people out there, sir?
Mm. Didn't plan that far ahead, honestly. Hey, you know what?
Womp womp womp.
It's almost Christmas season, so August Burns Red. Get back in there, guys. Get ready, get festive. It's my favorite time of year.
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is.
gonna look it up.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. Okay. I'm gonna fucking just say it. Top 5 best instrumental songs ever.
Bold, but I believe it.
It's
Because
really
August
fucking
Burns
good.
Red has to be a top 5 instrumental band ever. So
This is true. This is true. I'm gonna recommend, and I wrote this last night, and I don't know if I 100% want to recommend this, and it's Knight Rider. Okay, that's the band name. They came out with a self-titled album this past week, but I'm only going to recommend this to like specific people because I listened to it some more this morning on my way from dropping the kids off, and some of the issues that I have with music, they fucking do. So it's not going to be nearly as good of a listen for me as it will be for other people. But if you're interested in that 80s synth, kind of like it has vibes of like Stranger Things with the score and all that, with metalcore, with a little bit of screaming, not a whole lot of screaming, um, then this might be a band that you can go check out. They do the synths in just about every single song. The issue with the band that I have is the vocalist doesn't have a ton of range. So he doesn't really diversify his his vocals in all the songs. So they all kind of sound samey to me. Um, and then some of the lyrics are kind of doo doo, and the whole songwriting aspect of it is kind of doo doo. But they do have some great portions in some of those songs. I will admit. But that's just me listening to it a handful of times. Could my opinion change? Sure, probably won't. But
there's always the possibility.
but yeah, just the issues I have with music in general, they kind of fall victim to that. So is it a top 10, top 15 album of the year? No. But if you're interested in something different with more synth, um, it almost kind of has like a dance feel to it, then by all means go check it out. And it's Knight Rider, like the old TV show.
With a K?
Did they have a K?
I think so. Because when you said
Oh,
Knight Rider, I almost stopped you and said, "Do I put a K on that or not?"
did I fucking ruin this?
You know, I might have. I might be completely
No,
wrong.
no. Okay. Not like the TV show. What's funny is I used to watch that TV show way back in the fucking day. No, night as in like day and night.
Got it.
Fucking ruined.
So close, man.
But guys, that is going to be it from us. Chris, I appreciate you joining me and doing the whole blind reaction thing. That was a lot of fun, sir. I enjoyed it.
Nice. I enjoyed it myself. It was kind of weird being the presenter rather than the presentee. I don't know how I like it,
Exactly.
but it was fun.
I don't know how I like it.
I don't know how I like it. I don't know how I like it.
But yeah, all of our links are down below in the description to Patreon, to our merch, to all of our social media accounts. We would greatly appreciate it if you like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. It would greatly help out the podcast, whether it's just liking or subscribing to the YouTube channel or going and supporting us through the merch or the Patreon. We would greatly, greatly appreciate that. But yeah, that is going to be it from us. And we will catch y'all next week on another episode.
All right.
Laters.
Later. Later, everybody.